A lamp genie has given you two choices. 1. Take $1 million right now, or 2. Receive $100 every time you masturbate from now on. Which do you choose and why? PM_Matitizerkitty says, the answer depends on if people are going to ask how I came across $1 million. Fleetlord says, yeah, mathematically the $1 million is a no-brainer, but I'm not sure how to report lamp genie money to the IRS. Earth_Runner says, I'm taking the $100 per wank. If I self-complete twice a day 365 days a year, I will make $73,000 annually, which I think is a pretty good living wage. Now what we need to discuss is if this income is taxable, because I'm not about to have the IRS sniffing up my ass looking for where my beat meat money is coming from. Even if it is a legal taxable form of income, $73,000 is pretty good income. Now of course I'm not saying that I'm gonna be down to clown every day, twice a day. I am human, including holidays and weekend, but if that's my sole source of income, and it sure as hell will be, I'm going to create a schedule making sure that I can get my beats in during the week and have the weekend, holidays off. Thinking of it as a full-time job really puts it into perspective of how easy it probably will be. For me, it's not about being a millionaire right now, it's about being financially stable for the long term. L3NU says, why be a millionaire when I could be a billionaire? W's Froggy says, take the masturbation, because I need to have all that money at one time, and if I need a little extra cash, it's just a few wanks away. Grippler says $1 million without a question. You would have to masturbate 10,000 times to equal that amount. That's 50 years of masturbation with an average of 200 wanks per year, which is a little over every other day on average. If you take the $1 million and put a high-yield savings account, and let's assume 2% interest, you'll have $20,000 per year in interest alone. That's almost $400 per week. Only a moron would take the $100 per wank. Astromancer_ says, second, while you could theoretically make even more money over time with sound investments than with furious masturbation, I'm honest enough with myself to realize that I personally would not be able to do that. So while it would be nice to be able to dump $1 million into a moderate yield investment account, it's more practical for me to be able to buy groceries and most consumer goods with a cheeky wank or two. BirdAlert says, I'm a woman. Do I have to masturbate to completion? I find that hard to do. I'm assuming most of the answers on this thread are coming from men. I'd probably take the $1 million. I'd pay off my debt and still have a lot of left over. Sounds good to me. Giles DMT says, take the $1 million, use half to become a woman, start a masturbation site with a $100 lifetime subscription. Riflemanlax says, imagine going to the bank to make a deposit. Or needing to make a $500 down payment on a car, and excusing yourself to the bathroom at a dealership. Or trying to figure out how to fill out the self-employment 1099 to explain the income source. Just take the damn $1 million, so much easier. Taserlord says, I'd take the $1 million, because at a 1 wank per day pace, it'd take me nearly 30 years to earn that. Foghorn_nay says, world's first trillionaire. Riflemanlax says, if I get credit for my previous sessions, I'm going with the latter, because that's way more money. Veavictus says, the $100. After 10,000 times you've got that $1 million. Could probably comfortably knock that out in like 10 years. Bionicle Garden says, I think people are choosing the latter based on historical data of their masturbation rate. I think they fail to consider that their libido will likely decrease as they age, and consequently the rate of their earnings. The first option has the opposite effect, in which it will follow an exponential growth curve given they don't touch the money too much and they allow their invested assets to compound. Metreus says, you know what? I had a business plan all mapped out about how I'd use the $100 per, but it actually isn't a good idea. It would mean constant exposure to pornography, which I don't believe is healthy, plus it melds financial obligation with sexuality, which will eventually take all the joy out of pleasure. Better to take the $1 million and put it to work. Some smart financial planning and proper investments, and you're looking at high financial yield in a much shorter time. Because if I could sit there and occasionally switch between rubbing one out and stopping for a couple minutes, and that counts, could hit like $10,000 per day, which is $3,650,000 in a year.